You're listening to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast.
And away we go, baby. We are back at the kitchen table. We got a good one for you today. Welcome to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast. I don't care what you read out there. I don't care what you search. It's the only podcast that brings the Firehouse Kitchen Table to you. Anyone worth listening to, anyway. You can listen to the other ones, but you know where it's at. As always, I got my boy Roofy Roof.
What up?
We got Petey with the skateboards. Nice.
Always. And also my awesome helmet here with the
I love it. I see that. That basement's getting built up fast, man. You're not going to believe that.
Oh, no. Never.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
We're going to jump right into this. We got a guy in here who was probably on the job before. I'm going to say like 80% of the guys in the chat were even alive. But before we get to that, man, Pete, why don't you give us what you do best?
Oh, yes.
Besides sip out of a cup.
Crying? No. Whining?
Strike two.
Whining?
Nope.
Okay. That's right. The ad. Here we go, guys. Everybody knows that I like to drink from my favorite drinking vessel, which is available at GettinSaltyApparel.com. This is when I make all the liberal tears come out of all of them and cry, and I collect it in this beautiful, cool mug that keeps them warm or cool whenever I want them. I want them on the ice, nice and salty and delicious. And also, guys, you can find great T-shirts like the old school one right there. We might have to bring that one back, Kev.
Yeah, man.
What does it say?
The world is full of guys. Be a man.
The world is full of guys. Be a man. There you go. And you guys know that if you support us, you want to support us, you can head on over to GettinSaltyApparel.com, get yourself a T-shirt, hat, any of the finest apparel or accessories in the game. Thank you.
Oh, great job. Well, I'm going to say it right now. We got a guy who got on the job in 1961. How do you like that?
How do you like them apples?
Right, Frank?
Yeah.
I introduced him already. And there we go.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Frank Solimeno.
Welcome to the show, Frank.
Thank God, an Italian. Thank God, finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
He got the olive oil running through his blood. That's why he looks so good.
All right, I think we'll start out like at Proby School. That was
1961. What month did you get on?
One of my favorite times.
Yeah.
Okay, our chief was called Yogi Bear, Chief Cahayes. And we had an instructor, we called him Charlie Tuna.
Charlie Tuna.
And they were good. So an interesting thing happened. It was about the last week in the Proby School, and they had a terrible fire in Queens. A boiler blew, and it went right through the lunchroom, and it was a tremendous loss of life. So they called the Proby School, which was a lot of men. The Proby School class was over 275 men.
It's a big class.
Yeah, so we were jumping on rigs and everything, and off we went. The original fire went to 5 alarms. So
you caught a job before you even got out of Proby School?
Yeah, correct.
Nice.
We just went for manpower,
Right.
It was a terrible thing.
Was it a school or something? What was it?
No, it was a kind of a factory.
Oh, all right.
A lot of loss of life. And a week later, we were getting our assignments. And guys were yelling, "Oh, I got the company I want." It was Solimeno, 281. Who do you know? What did I know? But I did know the firehouse was like a 10-year road for Coney Island Avenue. It was a big 3-story job, the Brooklyn big house. So I brought my gear in, and the engine was out. So the house watchman says, "Go see Lieutenant Bory in the back. We'll get your locker." So I go into the kitchen, And one guy yells out, "Oh, there's a man. I mean, a new guy on, a new probie."
Right, right, right.
I really look young. Long story short, I get the locker. I put my gear in it, and as I'm walking down the stairs, 281 is back at Infamous Hall. So I see this big, tall guy, Captain Quealy. Now, Captain Quealy was a captain. This guy, I can't say enough about him. In fact, we got his son, Dennis Quealy, later on, and I worked with his son, great kid. And he had another brother coming on a job, and he was truck company on Avenue 153 truck.
Right, right, right.
So the rig is coming in, and Captain Quealy comes over to me and he says, "Frank, you got a locker?" I says, "Yes, sir." All right, come up and I'll give you a group number. And meanwhile, the guys were taking 2 dirty blanks, cleaning them, and to go up into the hose tower. So I go up with the captain, and he says, "I'm going to put you in my group," which Tommy Chiarini, he's in now. So I was put in Group 8, and Tommy was off the hook now. I was the new probie on the block.
Ah, all right, I got you.
So he put Tommy in 10. So I got a 72-hour off.
All right.
I says, "I don't want that much time. I want to start tomorrow." He says, "That's not the way we do
That's
it."
how the chart worked out. It just worked out that way, right? Yeah.
All right, so I got my 72 and my first day on the job. What a day. So I'm with Tommy, and he's showing me the ropes. We got 3 floors of the firehouse. Half the 3rd floor was the 12th district office, okay? So we're doing our committee work, sweeping, doing this, doing that, right? 3 rings bring us to the poles. So I let Tommy go first because he's doorman, and I follow him. And we had these big, giant 2-section doors on the truck side and the engine side.
Right, right, right. To open and close, right?
Yeah. So the house watch is yelling the alarm and everything else. It's engine second due, truck first due. So we let them go first. It's on McDonald and 18th Avenue. So we're following the truck. We make the left at the train L, and we see this reddish-brown smoke. Oh, boy. I say, that's going to taste good. We get closer, and 250 is stretching a line to a manhole fire.
Oh, boy, yeah.
So the people are yelling at this. 2 workers down here. Oh, God. So we're running to help 250 with their line. So Eddie Staines stops me in the truck. And he says, "Frankie," he knew me because, Brooklyn. He went to James Madison also. So he says, "Ask the people for some white sheets." And I see one of the truckies, he's putting the MSA mask on, and he's going to go down the hole. So 50 is providing a curtain with him, with the Navy fog nozzle. And I say, "God almighty, he's going down there. Holy smokes." So I get the sheets, and he's coming up with a victim.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, so it wasn't good. So I see Captain Quealy talking to the 4-1, and I yell to them, "Get an ambulance, 1 victim." So another guy's putting the MSA on, which is totally useless down below grade. It's a terrible mask, but they had to use something. We didn't have the Scotch then. So down a manhole he goes, and in a few seconds he's carrying, it's a father and son team from Brooklyn Union Gas.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so they bring him over to Eddie, and they could say it, but they were gone. But a fireman can't say that. So the ambulance comes, put him in the ambulance. So we get back into service, and it's like on-the-job training, house watch, because we got the bells and the phone. 3 rings means, you're going to work 85 to 90% of the time, right? And then you got your pull boxes, a lot of false alarms. It could be something big, it could be something good, but a phone alarm is usually you're going to go to work. 3 rings again, right? So
Going to work. Pull them up.
It's down by 250. It's Avenue H and the Long Island Railroad cut.
This is your first. So this is your first day tour. This is all happening your first tour.
This is my first day tour. It's not even lunchtime. So he's 250, putting up a portable ladder on one side of the fence, and 47 is dropping a portable ladder on the other side. 2 kids are playing on the boxcars. And they had overhead lines.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
You had some day already.
2 of them DOA. That's number 2. So we get back into service, and I put my hands in my face thinking about the 2 boys and the father and son team, right? It's about 3 o'clock, and Tommy comes out and says, "You want relief?" He says, "No, I got it, Tom. 3 rings. The BMT cut. Could tell you with East 16th Street. Possible jumper." We reached that East 16th Street in a matter of seconds in SP. At that point, the BMT starts to go underground, And Joe Borey and his boys again, they run down. Captain Quealy says, "You guys stand fast. Let's see what we got." So the 4-1 is in with 248. Captain Quealy comes up, and he says to the 4-1, "We got 1 jump of DOA." So he says to Tommy and the rest of the guys, "Start the booster down, at least, empty the whole thing, So Tommy had the knob, and I'm third and pulling hose down here. He says to the chief of the 4-1, he says, "Special call, rescue 2 with the heavy-duty jacks. They got to lift the train up to get the jumper out." So we get back after 6 o'clock, and there was no overtime. So the guys are asking us how your day went, so they're telling them what the hell happened.
You got 5. You're down 5 already, kid.
Yeah, right. So
It's a good day, but I'm the black angel of death. Other than that, it's all right.
So I didn't have a car then, So I passed the DMT, which I take home, but they're out of service because of the investigation. So I take the Ocean Avenue bus home, and the family's out. So I wash the uniform and get ready for the second day. Well, thank God the rest of the tours weren't like the first. The normal BS.
Yeah. That's a extraordinary day when it comes to that stuff.
Here and there, and car fires, false alarms, whatever a normal day is, right? So my real first big job is after supper, and we get 3 rings, Avenue H off of Flatbush Avenue.
You remember every street, huh?
So what the brain does. So we have an extra man, thank God, and that's Freddie Shiroli. All right. And I'll tell you a good Freddie Shiroli job after this one. So we get there, Joe Crawley and Bill Healy, senior men, they're nozzling back up I'm third man on a line, and Freddie is helping the chauffeur hook up. All right, so 55 is first due. They got the first floor. 48 got the second floor, and we got the third. Okay, so when I say that, we have to fight our way up, right? So we get to the third floor, and there's a drop ladder to the attic on the third floor. So Bill and Joe, Bill got the nozzle, Joe backing him up. Captain Quealy's up there with them. We get our water going, and I'm feeding him the line. All of a sudden, Bill comes sliding down the stairs. He got scalding burns on his neck, right?
No shit.
So he tells me to back up Joe. So I go up, and meanwhile, Freddie's coming up, and he's yelling, "My sister lives next door." So the 401 must have transmitted a second on arrival, right? So
Frank, is this a Queen Anne?
no, it's not. It was a 3-story private.
Okay.
Frame,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm backing Joe up, and I say, "Joe, you need relief." He says, "Not yet, kid."
Keep your shirt on.
Shirt on, So Joe knocks down the last of the 2 rooms up in the attic, and Captain Quealy says, "Give Frank the nozzle, because it's only like just
wash it down.
wash it down." So he goes down, and he comes back with Bill. So he says, "Oh, this guy didn't even go sick. He's all bandaged up," and and I'm looking at him, and what the heck? What these guys made out of iron? A long story short, he never went sick.
He never went sick, huh?
Got burnt, never went sick.
Never went sick because you didn't want to lose your group.
Yeah.
Right. You might not get back in there.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, what? You missed 2 or 3 jobs,
Yeah.
I didn't want to make a mutual.
Out of your groups, right? Right.
You go out of your group.
You worked straight tours back then, Frank?
Yeah, we worked 2-day tours, and you got 48. You went to your night tours or for your second of the 48, and then you worked 2 night tours back to back, and you got the 72-hour off, which I hated.
Can't believe you had that much time off, right? Incredible.
Were you married at the time when you first got on, or you were living at home?
What was that?
Were you married at the time when you first got on?
I was still
Single guy, living at home, going to fires. That's all he wanted to do, right?
I was a young puppy. Yeah.
Mm.
So I actually got to ask you a quick question, Frank. You had a kind of crazy first week there, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you at any point stop and go, "Oh, what did I get myself into?" Or, "Man, is this going to be the way it's going to be?" Or was it all like, "Yeah, this is exactly what I signed on for. Give me more."
I did that after the first day, but it was a crazy first day, and
Yeah.
I guess a lot of guys had them. Maybe they had a second, third alarm their first day, a couple
Sure.
of alarms,
Mhm.
Sure.
What with me was all those terrible deaths,
So long story short, it didn't scare you off the job.
The what?
It didn't scare you off the job, to say the least.
I loved it. I loved every second of working. I wish I could have done it forever.
Frank, what made you decide the fire department? Did you have family on the job, or did you have friends?
What happened was I was a teenager in high school, and Big Mike, he married my cousin Lily, but out of respect, especially in an Italian family, we called him aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
So Big Mike, he was a Golden Glover. He was about 6'2", like that. So after serving in Korea, he took the police of the fire department. Well, naturally, the fire department, the police department called him first. So he winds up getting Harlem. His beat is in Harlem.
No shit.
Big Mike, right? Oh, he needed it. Roland Lestaza back then, he was a prize fighter. And just like Rocky, he wanted a tune-up fight. And Lily, they were engaged. He says, Mike, I want you to stop this
fighting.
So to make a long story short, he says, I just want to go the distance. And this is a true story. I couldn't go to the fight because I was too young, but my uncles went, my father. He went the distance with Roland Lestaza. All right, so now he's walking a beat in Harlem, right? Now he's walking a beat. He sees these guys drinking beer out of paper bags. He walks over and he says, I'm the new cop on the beat. He says, I know what you're doing. I want you out of here. He goes around. He comes back and is still there. So he starts walking over to him. One of the guys takes a basketball and he throws it at him. Mike catches it, puts it against his chest. Boom! He blows it out.
Oh, there's a new shot.
I'm sure they ran.
they ran.
They ran out of there, I'm sure.
He gets back to the precinct. And the desk sergeant says, hey, Mike, you had some first day. The captain wants to see you. So he goes up to the captain's office and he says, yes, sir, what can I do for you? He says, tomorrow I want you to buy those guys a basketball and give it to them. He says, I can't do that, Cap. He says, well, I'm going to have to transfer you. You know where they put him? He could walk to work. The Brighton Beach, Coney Island boardwalk.
We're going to show you.
So what you're saying, Frank, was all he had to deal with was drunk Russians at that point. Then.
Yeah. So about 6 months later, he gets called to the FD, and me as a kid, used to visit him, and him and Captain Cudler. He was a Brooklyn guy, and he was a captain of 318 engine in Coney Island. So they would talk about the fire department. He says, God, I want to be a fireman, So now you know who got me into 281.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hey.
Uncle Mike.
Uncle Mike, yeah. So Mike started out in the 122 truck in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Slope. And he made lieutenant, and he got the highwayman on Kings Highway 156 truck.
Right.
With
3 Battalion, yeah.
Yeah. And then he was a captain of 247, also with the Park Slope. Yeah. So that's
a bunch of Brooklyn guys here. Brooklyn for life is here, huh?
Yes.
Nice.
Good
Keep
old
it in the hood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how long before you actually got your first job when you had the nozzle, Frank?
Oh, God. Oh, this is a funny story. I worked probation, right? So I'll be a big shot, I get the new 281 front piece. I put it on my helmet, and I put it on the right side. My helmet on the nozzle, and my coat, and my boots. So Bill Healy, Joe are working. Ding, 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 ding. Roll call. So we went out to roll call, right? So I walk back to the kitchen, and I look back, and there's my coat on the floor and my helmet on the floor. Joe and Bill, they say, we'll let you know when you're ready for the nozzle. It was quite a while.
It wasn't that day, I can tell you that.
So, time marches on, right? The next big fire that went to a second alarm, this was another one. 250 was first due, McDonald and off of Forster. So we turn on to McDonald Avenue and we see the smoke. It's a factory, right? So 250 is stretching in. It's a big factory. They're all the way down the side. almost to the end of the block. So Captain Quealy sees the guy waving with keys, right? So it was another watchman. So we stopped the rig, and the captain says, "Grab a hydrant," to the chauffeur. He says, "Frank, we got a conveyor belt going up to the second floor. That's going to be our spot," because the guy told us we had fire on a first and second floor, two-story taxpayer. I would say over 100 by 100. So 250 stretching in, 47's ladders going to the roof. And he says to me, "Empty the bed and help the chauffeur hook up." So I empty the whole bed because we're gonna be there.
You're gonna need the whole thing.
Yeah. So the 4-1 already transmitted a
Second.
second, right? So Joe, let's see. Joe Crawley had the nozzle. Walter the Fox Donahue everybody had a nickname. Joe was Donkey Dan, and Bill Healy was Wild Bill Healy.
Oh my God, it's so
What
true.
were
We
yours,
had
Frank?
I didn't get a nickname yet.
You didn't? What?
the Italian Stallion.
No, not quite. So I get up to the conveyor belt, and there's a hard right bend, and the water starts, and it's smoky as hell, and captain is yelling, "More line, more line." So I think it was a guy from 247. He says, "Go ahead, join your company. I'll take your spot." So I run up there, and now 250 had the first floor, and they were starting, to pull ceilings, and we're above the fire now, taking a beating, So I think it was another line was hitting us from the other side. So Captain Quealy yells, "Lift your line, lift your line." So the guy that took my spot, he must have been pretty good because the smoke was heavy, and all the heat from the first floor
Was coming up.
right? Nobody wore it. The MSA was totally useless, so we didn't have the Scots. So the truck is doing a pretty good job over there, lifting skylights up, and Captain Quealy by now, he says, Joe and Wally, take a break, give the line to Frankie. So reluctantly, they gave me the nozzle. So the truck was doing a pretty good job, and the smoke was starting to lift. So with the second alarm, most of the companies were down on the first floor, So it starts to lighten up. When it's lighting up, that means the fire's going through the roof, So we're there for about 15 minutes more, and we finally got it knocked down. Joe and Bill back in, and they finished up. They said, "Get out of here." To me, again, we got it. So we're laying on our back now. The fire's over, and they got the nozzle shooting up in the air and coming down, cooling us off. So that went to a second alarm plus. They didn't have the tower ladders or nothing, but just in case we couldn't fight it, and we had abandoned buildings, then we had to put the multiversals on it with the ladder pipes.
Frank, who was your senior guy there?
Senior guy was Bill Healy.
Wild Bill Healy.
Yeah, the senior guys. These guys. It was Gus Vittel, steady chauffeur. Connie Metzger. He was Tiller in 147, and Lieutenant Joe Borey. Now, these guys were working 35 years under the old pension system.
Wow.
You know what the full pay was? Under $10,000 a year. 35 years. I know some guys that worked till they were 65 years old. God bless them. You know, 7 kids. The Fox had 8.
The Fox.
He had 5.
The Fox.
I'll tell you what the Fox used to do. The Fox had 5 girls and 3 boys. They all had big families.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
Irish.
Irish. Jack Kelly's had this.
Speaking of families, though, Frank, you know who's in the chat right now is one Christine Solimeno.
You know, Christine.
And well, she's saying, "Hey, Dad, very proud, great stories, well done to Mom for getting you set up on here." Because we all know Joni
Thank
got
God, Joan. Thank God for Joan. It's always going like this. Shit, thank God.
What Walter used to do was, and he didn't do it to me only because he wasn't working. But if he was working and a new pro would come in, he would go over to him and he'd kick him in the shins. All right. I'll tell you this a little later.
He'll be arrested today, probably.
All right. Yeah. So where am I? Okay.
Senior men. You were talking about the senior guys.
Yeah. The senior guys. I was broken in by these guys. You know, it was unbelievable. He did a wealth of knowledge. Could imagine a guy with close to 35 years on a job breaking you in. Imagine meetings they took. They probably didn't even have the MSAs back then.
Yeah.
So
some of those guys were from the wartime too, right, Frank? They were in the wars and everything.
Wartime, we had a lot of vets. We had a lot of cops transferring in. Freddie Shiroli was a policeman before he became a fireman. All right, Shiroli story. We get a signal 5, which is engine only, close to the firehouse. Respond, possible delivery of a baby. All right, and you know, every one you get, fire, non-fire, it's always on the top floor, right?
It is always on the top floor. 6 floors up somewhere. I don't know what the hell's going on.
We get up there, and afterward, you know, with some neighbors, and she's naked, you know. So Freddie's very modest. He's a total bachelor. He gets the bedspread, he puts it over. Stand back, guys. I was a cop. I delivered a lot of babies. So we got it, you know. So I guess we're in position. Oh, this is going to be number 5 for the woman, right?
Oh, yeah. So she's going to spit him right out.
It fell right out. Yeah.
Says, push. The baby slid right out. It's a boy, all right? So a lot of guys used to carry clothespins, you know, just in case. So
right.
You know, for the court, you know.
Yeah.
The guy hands it to Freddie, and Freddie puts it on. So the woman looks up at him. She says, "Mr. Fireman, you did such a beautiful job. I want to name the baby after you." Freddie, being a cop, he says, "Shiroli." Running around flopping shit, Shiroli Jones.
That's freaking awesome. I want to name this one after you. Oh, my goodness
I want to
gracious.
name the baby after you. All right, now.
Oh, we got another one, Coops.
Yeah. How we doing with time?
You're good. You got plenty of time, kid.
All right, good. You may have to put me back on again. I don't know.
Look at him edging in for another guest slot.
He knows how to do it. They know how to do it.
He's doing good.
We're getting more vacant buildings in Flatbush, and we pick up two new probies, Ed Skelly and Jack Maresca. Ed Skelly's nickname is Bendy. Of course, his nose went like that. You know?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I nicknamed him Bruno. He was all right. Now these guys, you couldn't hold them back. Bill Healy made lieutenant, and he went to Queens. And Joe Crawley, his best friend, was Captain Dunn. He took me to St. Patrick's Day, my first one. And there's Captain Dunn, a cigar in his mouth, big burly guy. He hit, "Hey son, 217 got 90 boxes, and they all work." Joe Crawley, my loss. He wanted to work with Dunn in 217, so he transferred.
Yeah.
And that was like a heart attack. It was my loss. So Jack's first tour, when he brings his gear in, who's our watch but Bill McCracken, 147, about 6'3", weightlifter, and he stands up. So Jack says, "Oh my God, I hope they're all not like him." So Walter Donahue was working. So Maresca goes to the back room, and Walter walks up to him. "New Proby, huh?" Bang! He kicks him in the shins. So Jack gets a group number from the captain, and let's see. Oh yeah, Tommy became the chauffeur, and we first got the daytime extra day. They call it the Chinese 72.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you remember that, right? So it was no more working in the same group. You worked with different firemen, different officers. So two of the greatest officers that I ever worked with, lieutenants, because I always worked with Big Jim. So it was Lieutenant Manning and Lieutenant Scanlon. They were just tremendous officers. So there's 4 fires that I want to tell you about that we came in and we were totally alone. Brooklyn must have been so busy that they just missed calls, or we just didn't have any companies coming in. The first one was with Lieutenant Scanlon and Ed Skelly. As soon as I met Ed, that was the end of me having a nozzle. Even as a probie, the closest I came to a nozzle when I was working with Ed was to back him up. All right? So I relieved Freddie on a watch. It was quiet up until I relieved Freddie. I had the 12 to 3.
The black cloud steps in.
Oh my God. Did you ever have a night like that?
Not often like that, but yeah.
Yeah,
I've had a few.
Brooklyn went crazy. 10-7-5, 10 this, working here, working there, 3 rings. Ladder 147, relocate to ladder 122 in the Park Slope. We're alone. So I yell up to Freddie, "Freddie, we have no truck." "Stop it, Frank." A box comes in, Avenue H, off of Coney Island Avenue, right? We hear no sirens. It's a close call between 250 and us, right? We make the turn onto Avenue H, story with a store blowing out the door. All right, we get there. I think Mike Carson was the chauffeur. So he has a dead-end hydrant, thank God. We don't have a long stretch. We don't hear no sirens. All right, Scanlon says, "Eddie, 2.5. I was backing Ed, and Shirley was making sure we get enough hose, right? And he was going to help the chauffeur. Nobody's coming in. So we get the water, and Eddie is terrific on the line. So start knocking it down. I'm
Humping hose.
the line, right? So we're alone. So luckily, the plate glass window, as we're moving in, Eddie Eddie hits it hard, and it shatters. Okay, so we got the fire. You know, we know that we really don't need help now. So Scanlon says, "Oh my God, you know, the people above the fire." So he says, "You and Freddie see if the fire, you know, extended." So they take off, and I'm just knocking down little bits of fire. So they come back in, and they say, "Thank God, Lou, Lieutenant Scanlon, everybody's out of the building and everybody's accounted for." So Scanlon says, "Hey guys, look up. The
Rolling around.
tin ceiling saved it from going."
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What year is this we're talking, Frank? Is it in the 70s yet?
We're talking about maybe I was fireman third grade or something like that. You know,
Still mid 60s still.
Yeah, you got to work how many years before your first grade, right?
For you, it's probably only 3.
Yeah, 3 for me, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's probably 6, I think.
So we're talking mid 60s. We haven't even hit the 70s yet. When
No, we're still in the 60s. Right? So
I'm talking about the fire.
How was the turnout there then? Was it a fast turnout then? Did the guys
very fast, very fast? If you weren't on a back step and you got left behind, you better jump in your car and
255 always had a fast turnout, so you guys had to have a fast turnout, right? I mean, it was both of you guys.
They always wanted to be there.
Those sons of bitches.
So that's right. So you were riding the back step for a good part of your career. Up until what point were you riding the back step, Frank?
Oh, the riots, the Martin Luther King riots.
So all the way into the 70s then.
Yeah. I'll tell you about that. Oh, look at this, 841. All right. The second job is
I love it.
all right. What happened then was they were doing work in quarters. They were shoring up the basement because the rigs were getting bigger and heavier, and we were going from coal
to oil.
The fire and the ashes.
You used to do that?
Yeah, we used to do that.
Come on. Holy shit.
So
that's crazy.
Okay. So I don't know if the truck was located to 131 and we were alone again. Okay. So it's a 6-story apartment house on Ocean Parkway. So we're first due. Fire's on the first floor. And people are yelling that there's people. Thank God it wasn't on the 6th floor. It would have been murder.
Oh my God, to get up there with just that. Yeah.
No sirens, no nothing. We already had the line moving in and Scanlon's at the door. All right. So we all had no truck, no tools, no nothing. So the doors opens inward. So we all lean against it. Freddie was working. He's over 230, and the door gives. All right. So Scanlon says, "Give the nozzle to Frank. Eddie, you go right, and I'll go left and make a search."
Right. Mm-hmm.
People in there.
Yeah.
So Eddie is crawling in. I just start to get the water, right? So Skelly yells, "I got 2 victims, Lou." So
wow.
Yeah, so Scanlon goes over and they drag the people out, and I'm hitting the line high because it was in the hallway leading to the bedroom where the fire was, right? So it's Freddie's backing me up. Now I hear sirens and a truck coming pulls up. So the forcible entry team comes in with the officer. So it was a man and a woman, and they wanted to get back to us to put the fire out. So they leave the man and the woman with the I can't mention the truck's name. All right, so they come to us. I got the fire knocked down, and Ed and Scanlon go out to see how the woman's doing. The 4-8 Battalion is in, and the officer of the truck company and his forcible entry team is telling the chief how they rescued the woman and the man. Scanlon's face is beet red. The veins are sticking out. It's just, Eddie, don't go over there. It's between Scanlon and the chief. So he says, 2 conflicting reports. Send me your reports. Right now, nobody's getting nothing. And nobody got nothing.
Yeah, that's usually how it works when that happens. You know, unfortunately.
Right. So that company, like
Don't
I said,
say it.
that company, I had no regard for them.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
But
I've
it's
had
still-
that happen. I've had that happen to me as
Send
well.
it to me in a private chat, Ruffy.
All right, now the third one. Let's see, where was 147 at that time?
These guys are never in the area. I don't know what's going on over there.
I don't know what's going on, but this is what happens, you know. So
Those always make for the craziest jobs, right? Almost always.
all right, so I'm on watch, and I get 3 rings: 18th Avenue and Coney Island Avenue. It's a 4-story walk up. As soon as we make the turn on Coney Island Avenue, we see it. So we're there in seconds, right? No other companies coming in. We're alone. So Scanlon says to Eddie, get the people off the fire escapes. Give Frankie the nozzle. So we got Richie Adio. He's our third man. And I'd taken a 2.5, and I yelled back, which is great. Lou, we got a stairwell, which is the space between the banister and the wall. I take the line right up there. So Scanlon is pulling the line. All of a sudden, the line stops. He goes out and he sees Richie laying on his back. He was taking out some extra lengths and he hit a butt. He's finished.
No
right?
shit. Yeah.
Eddie is had his own problems with the people on a fire escape. So Scanlon is, he's grabbing hose. He tells the kids in the hallway, just go like that with the line. So I get the line up there, and thank God this guy was smart enough to keep the door closed. Otherwise, forget
Would
about
have
it.
been tougher. Yeah.
It would have been tough. So we open the door, and Scanlon looks in. He says, we got a short hallway. The fire is in the kitchen. Get the water, bing, bang, boom.
Knock it down.
Yeah, we knock it right down because it's already vented. So the stove blew up, So Dick is moving and this happened to me more than once. He's moving the stove, and the whole pipe bursts.
Oh shit.
I go back and I open up the line. He says, keep it going. You got to dilute that gas, right? So we all carry chocks, to keep the doors open.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He takes the chock out and he thank God he had his gloves on, and he bangs the chock in. No companies. So he says, Frankie, keep the line, on a spray.
Yeah. Fog, whatever. Yeah.
He goes downstairs. Ed Skelly, he has a towel on his knee full of blood. When he took the drop ladder down, it hit him in the knee.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. 2 guys out of the job.
They got out of the job on that one fire.
One fire.
Wow.
Because of no help. If the truck was with us, they would have got the people on a fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Frank, I want to ask you, was Chief Haid there at that time?
Yes.
Donnie Haid? He was there?
Yeah. No. This is before. We'll talk about Donnie. Donnie couldn't get enough. And He was volunteering in Baldwin. I think he made chief at Baldwin. So Donnie was lieutenant in 147, and I was in a battalion. I got to tell you.
Yeah, I got you.
That, yeah. So Donnie and I, we need a car. You know, we need cars. So this fellow Ruggiero from 255, he used to go to the auctions. So we went with him, and we got some nice cars. You know, Donnie, he got some kind of foreign car. I don't know. What was he getting that car for? You know? So I got myself a car, and we went to Sports July 9th. That night, I think Donnie had enough. The dispatcher Fuchs got on the department, the phone. This is later on. He was the busiest fourth alarm, busiest 4th July.
4th of July.
Yeah, that we had in history. We picked up some vacants along 6-story jobs along Prospect Park.
Right. Oh yeah, right. There's a lot of big buildings there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a picture of Donnie and his crew sitting down, and Donnie was huffing and puffing. So I think he had enough that night.
That day, yeah. He loves going to fires, no doubt about it.
Oh God.
He's still doing it, I think. I don't know.
I don't know if he's still a volunteer.
Yeah.
The chief, is he still on the job?
No, he retired last year or the year before.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's still doing the volley stuff.
65 being the chief, right? I bet he did.
Yeah, he aged out. Yeah.
Yeah. They had to kick him out of the job.
Yeah, they had to kick him out.
They called that superannuated.
That is correct. He was he loved the job, no doubt about it.
Yeah, you heard of Jerry O'Donnell, right?
I actually came on with his son, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, Jerry was top-notch fireman. Whenever I worked with him and Tommy Brennan, the forcible entry team, we got a job. He nailed the truck.
We have a picture of those guys, Frank. Is that the picture you gave us? Brennan?
Yeah. That was Corrigan. He passed away at the war.
I gotcha. Hold on, just policing the chat, of course. You know,
they made a terrific rescue. I wasn't working, but the guys that were they told me about it. And it was a fantastic. I don't know if you could read it with where you are, but read that.
Petey, can you read that?
Another time.
Stand by. I can get it. Stand by. Class A heroes. Fireman Thomas Brennan, Wright, congratulates partner James Corrigan at Ladder Company 147 on Cortellia Road last week. After Corrigan's heroic rescue of a woman who was about to leap from the 4th floor window of a burning building, Corrigan and Brennan were first on the scene, 325 East 21st Street on Saturday, May 7th at 11:40 a.m. when they noticed the woman was perched on a ledge at the side of the building. She was ready to jump, said Brennan. Every window leading up to her was showing fire, and because the window was facing an alley, it was a tough angle for us to position a ladder. Brennan placed the ladder toward the window, however, and although it was in a cantilever position, which is unsupported and any weight would make it move, Corrigan climbed it anyway. He had to pass the fire going up and right behind the woman. There was plenty of fire. Brennan related, he went up anyway. He put himself on the line. He knew she was ready to leap. If she tried to grab the ladder, it would have moved. Corrigan raced up the ladder, grabbed the 250-pound woman, and helped her down.
She's slim. We don't make them like we used to, that's for sure.
Whose name, the 250-pound woman, whose name was Big Bertha locally. Brennan, who held on to the ladder to keep it steady while Corrigan made the daring rescue, will also be credited with the life-saving episode. Both firemen have been nominated by the department for a Class A rescue medal. The 2-alarm blaze, which was deemed not suspicious, raged out of control for 2 hours, gutting the entire building. There were no injuries. There you go.
That's pretty crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, where's those other early pictures, Pete, of him?
The one with
right here. This is a cool one.
Yeah. We had, that's a Borough Park job. We were third due. Scanlon told me to see if 282 needed relief, which they did. And the other two guys stretched the second line in with 250. Yeah.
What was the one with the? There was one with a paper. Oh, that one. What's that one?
Oh, that there?
It's a factory or
No, that's a store fire on
Avenue.
I got a good one here, though. Hold on. You got to tell us this story right here.
Yeah,
This
that's the one I was talking about.
Oh,
is-
all right.
Is that you, Frank, right there in that picture?
Yeah, that's me. All right, it's a warehouse fire, right? In Park Slope. And in the warehouse, which not much of a fire, but we put it out. Well, they put it out. I wasn't working. So they noticed the King Kong head. Okay, that was from the, I think it was not the Fay Ray movie. That was the first one. The second one with Bridges.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges, like the 70s. That was like 70 something.
76.
76.
So anyway, we took the head. Well, they took the head.
So they were actually doing it in this place that you had the fire. So you guys glommed up the head. Nice.
The guy wanted to get rid of it. He says, take it.
Oh,
So
all right.
they picked it up, and 147 will always be an area ladder because of the side streets, the tight streets. So, thank God it was at night. Imagine people seeing the area ladder
Coming down. Holy shit.
So we dressed it up, and whenever the doors were open, the kids used to run in and play with it.
Do they still have it there or it's gone?
No, it fell apart.
Oh, it fell apart. Yeah. That's funny stuff,
oh
man.
my God.
That's funny stuff. Yeah.
You look pretty good there, Frank, as a young man, young gentleman there. That's why your wife was chasing you around the house all the time, right? I know, Joan. I could see it. I could see her chasing you around.
Yep.
Mamma mia.
That's awesome.
Hey, Wes in the chat's coming in hot. He says that for every $1 they spend in the super chat, I'll mute my mic for 1 minute.
Oh my goodness gracious! I'm gonna donate $100 to that.
Oh, that takes me out.
Holy shit!
Oh my God.
Frank, I wanted to ask you, Frank, when did they start with the?
One more.
Yeah, no, hold on. We got plenty of time. I wanted to ask you, when did they start the Pride of Flatbush slogan? How long was that? Do you remember?
Okay, they started this. George Murphy made up he made captain, but he came back as captain of 147. That's how much we loved him, and his son is on the job, little George. I think he started out in 234, and he went to 123.
All right.
Yeah, so George made the Pride of Flatbush. The 248 was the heart of Flatbush.
Right.
And 250 was the Big Mac because they were off of McDonald Avenue. And the 55 was the Flatbush Waterworks was the engine, and the Flatbush Trucking Company was the truck.
And then they changed it to Jolly Rogers or whatever they are now, right?
Jolly Rogers, right. And 113 and 249.
The Rats.
The Rats.
The Rats.
The Rat House.
They were in the 4-1 at one time.
I didn't know that. Is that right?
Yeah. And so was 310, the quad.
Well, it's Snyder Island 310.
Yeah, they were on Snyder off of Utica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you ran it? It seemed like the stories that you've been telling in your day most of the time. Who did you run in with mostly? 250 as the engine first?
Yeah, 248 and the 4-1, 55 and 157, and then
that I know. Yeah.
and then 250 when we went into Borough Park, and Park Slope we went in with 282, 148, and 250.
I saw on your shirt there you got Pudgy Walsh.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Pudgy, right?
Yeah, man. Pudgy's good dude. Everybody knows the guy too.
I
Well, knew him.
Do we have a little time?
Yes, we got plenty
yeah.
of time, Frank. Don't worry.
Pudgy Walsh's last fire before going to field comm, newly acquired field
So
comm.
he was working in, where was he at this time? He was in 147?
Yeah, 147. And he had probably 35 years on the job.
Wow. So he was there when you got there then?
Huh?
Was he in the firehouse when you got there at that time?
I was there first.
Oh, you got there first. Okay.
Pudgy worked 271. He was aide in the 28, I believe, and he was 108 truck. He looked like Idi Amin when he put his full dress uniform on.
Yeah. He was leaning to one side too, right? Yeah.
He had so many citations.
Yeah.
So the next morning, the both of us were, going to our new assignments, and we got an alarm first due at Ocean Parkway and off of Catelli Road, 6-story, 2 landings per floor, tough stretch. And where was the fire? 6th floor.
6th floor, of course.
I grabbed the nozzle for the last time and up I go, right? So the engine officer went up with the forcible entry team. When we got up there, Pudgy and his team they had rescued a woman, forced the door, went in and got a woman out.
Wow.
Yeah. So the covering officer yells, "Frank, are you ready?" So I said, "Yeah, Lou, whenever you're ready, start water." Right. So one of the truckmen had the door closed, So I got my water and right over my head, one of those jobs. No mask. First due, nobody wore a mask back then. So crawling down, putting the fire out, and I think it was 250. Wanted to relieve us on the line because we're taking a beating. So I'm saying, no, a little more. We got it. Coughing my lungs out, So we'll make a long story short. We wanted to see how the woman was. So I hand 250 the line. Most of it was knocked down. And we go out, and they had the resuscitator on her, ready to evacuate it to the hospital. And that was Pudgy's last tour.
Really?
The guy was amazing.
Yeah, huh?
You can't hold these guys back. You can't hold them back.
I actually, when I got on a 93, I took his class to practice for the physical. And
every year he gave a class for the new probies to get, like in your time, if you didn't write a 90, you weren't making a job because
you had to make 100. If you didn't make 100, yeah.
Not only that, the written test you had.
Right, combined. Yeah, combined.
Yep.
In the 80s.
No, you weren't making it.
You weren't making it.
Yep.
Yeah.
His physical really did separate. It separated everything.
Yep.
Keep talking.
Yeah, go ahead, kid. You're ready.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I went to the battalion was I had 25 years on the job.
Wait, before you go to there, Frank, hold on. Did you ever become a chauffeur, or you always on the back step?
I was Ed Skelly. Jack Maresk became a permanent chauffeur, and I just wasn't good enough. A chauffeur's job when he's working is brutal. You're all by yourself. Very rarely do you have a fourth man in the engine to help you. So your heart is going like that when you got to.
Everybody's waiting on you.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting on you. You're going to lose the from an old man that's going to go to a section. If the can man trips.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I got time.
Yes.
Do it.
Of course you do.
All right. Now, a department directive comes out Anybody with a tiller truck, 147 got the tiller truck. They go for afternoon re-inspections. That truck hated it. They didn't want to do that.
What was that exactly?
Yeah, well, the tillerman and the chauffeur stays with the truck. All the men, the roofman, the OVM, and the forcible entry team, the engine takes it.
Oh, is that right?
Right. So
How long were they doing that for?
I quite a while, but
I
I
don't
think
think I ever heard of that before.
on it. So box 2427 comes in.
Now you're in the truck.
I'm in the truck. So I'm senior man, 25 years. I got the roof. Box 2427 comes in. We went to that box at least in 24 hours, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, right. You know the box numbers by heart, right? I know
Yeah, so I'm roof man. So 255 to 157, normally first due. They either had another call or they were out. 248 comes in first due. They got the line. Fire's on the second floor. I got the roof. And the forcible entry team goes in with Hank Clifford. And I'm climbing the ladder, the fire escape to the roof. Kevin Cummings comes out and yells, "Frank, there's 2 kids left alone on the 4th floor." That the fire was on the 2nd floor. I said, "Oh my God." So I get up there and there's iron bars on the window.
Holy shit.
And I'm not Joe Haggerty. I got to tell you about Joe Haggerty at another time, because we haven't got time, right?
We got time. We got time.
Oh, yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So I get up there. So what the frig am I gonna do? God help me, you know. So I get the Halligan and I give it a shot. I didn't want to break the window, because if there's kids in there, they're gonna get cut if I got to drag them out. I hit it down, and the bars come off. All right.
Oh.
Now I got a double lock window. Like I say, I don't want to break it. So I do the same thing. I get it under the sill. I pry up and both locks pop.
Wow.
He must have listened to me.
Yeah, he was listening. All right. No doubt.
So I put in medium smoke condition. Fireman, kids, where are you? So I hear the kids crying. So I make the bend into the first bedroom. I pick them up, and 57 must have came in, because Fireman Rosenberg was at the window. He says, "Frank, do you need me?" I says, "I'm coming out with 2 kids." So I hand him the kids, and 248 has the fire. It's vented, and they're blowing it out the window. So Rosie, we nicknamed Rosie because of Rosenberg. So he says, "I think we ought to hunker up here." 248 got the fire, taking them up to the adjoining building and down, all the way to the 6th floor, and then down the elevator. It's too traumatic for the kids. So we hang out, and the fire is out, and we come down with the 2 kids, and the mother is there. So she looks at us with the kids, and she says, "I'm only gone a half hour, and I come home to this." You don't know what I want until I kept my mouth shut, right? So the 4-1's aide comes over and says, "Chief Eisman wants to see you guys." So I go over with Hank Clifford, and he says, "Light him up, you know." So he looks at me. He didn't like the way I looked, you know. So he says, "Frank, Jack Durkin who was an aide that I worked with for, he was a 147 for a good 20 years, you know, a good friend." So he was an aide, and he says, "Durkin is thinking about retiring after his vacation." So to make a long story short, he says, "Take it for a month." He says, you got 25 years on a job. They're going to be carrying you out.
Yeah.
Oh, so I did it for a month, and you know, that was it.
And then you did it for another 8 years after that.
Yeah.
You stayed another 8 years.
Yeah. Well, I got so much more to tell you. Keep
Go ahead. You can, sure.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, Louis back.
All right. Let me see now. All right. Ed Skelly's gone. Oh, let's see. Oh, the first unit, you wanted unit citations and stuff I'll talk about?
Talk about whatever you want, Frank.
All right. Unit citation, the first one we got was with Captain Quealy. He had made chief, and he was going to go to the 4-4 Battalion. You know where that is, right? 4-4?
Never heard of him.
Come on. 4-4 Battalion.
Of course.
All right. They're in Brownsville, East New York.
Yes.
All right. The busiest. So,
Louis, you're all broken up again, buddy. You might have to come back in.
All right.
But go ahead, Frank. Go ahead, Frank.
okay. Am I coming in?
No, you're good. It was
Louis.
It was Louis coming in all broken.
Okay. So, I got to tell, oh yeah, the unit citation. We're coming back from a relocation, okay? And we're coming down Coney Island Avenue. And Walter the Fox, he notices a bagel store and they're open. So he hits the buzzer. He says, Captain, let's go in and get some bagels for 147 and us, because the sun was coming up. So we come out with the bagels and we put it on the second bed of hose. We're passing Avenue S, and we smell smoke. There's no smell like wood smoke, right?
Yep.
So we pull in and grab the first hydrant, and the captain says to Walter, go check the rear of this building. Well, sure enough, Walter comes running out. He says, smoke coming from the attic. And we're stretching a line. So the door is locked. And Quealy is a pretty big guy, so he kicks the door and he smashes it down. The women are coming down, right? And a woman yells, there's a kid up there. There's a baby up there. Oh, my God. We run up the stairs with the line, right? So we could see the fire eating the door, right? So thank God you had a good chauffeur. He gives us quick water. And I think John Scarpa had the line. He was senior to me, and I was backing him up. So I'm bleeding a line, and Scarpa's bleeding a line, and Captain Quealy jumps in to make a search. He's knocking down the fire. We hear Walter venting the window, and Captain Quealy, he says, oh my God. He looks in as a bassinet, and he drops to his knees. So we run over. John is still hitting it, and it was empty.
Shit.
Wow. So the woman reverted back, woken up abruptly from the fire and everything. In that bassinet, there had to be a baby. And she yelled that there's a baby up there, So Chief Shaw from the 3-3 comes in, and he said the dispatcher just heard fire. Probably the chauffeur was going to transmit the box, but in the excitement, he was hooking up and everything. He didn't hold the button down.
Right.
So he told the 3-3, just investigate around, where the box was, And he told the captain to write us up, and we got the unit citation.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's always tough. The engine don't usually get the accolades a lot of times,
So after the trucks was telling Chief Eisman, we ain't switching no more. We don't care what.
That had to be tough to do. I don't know. That would have been
You know
sucky.
what we got? A Class B.
Oh, really? That's
all.
crazy.
But if it was the truck, they would have rolled it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, forget it. It would have been higher than that.
Somebody else was telling us that one time, Ruffy.
What's that? That they
That
switch?
Yes, I forget who it was telling us now. I don't know if it was Keith, somebody who was in a truck a long time.
Where they used to swap with the engine occasionally?
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
So I know that Frank, when you first went over to the battalion, you were telling me during the week when I was talking to you how when you look back now, some of the chiefs that you work with were incredible, right?
Freddie Gallagher, Billy Mintz, Bobby Mosier.
Both of those guys, Chief
Yeah,
Gallagher and Chief Mosier, I worked with both their sons in 103.
Correct. Yeah, tremendous. I think he has 2 boys on the job, Gallagher, right?
Yes.
Freddie Gallagher was in SOC, wasn't he? Was he a captain of?
He was a rescue too.
Well, Ray Downey, I got to tell you quick about Louis Valentino, God rest him. Louis, like Patty Marino, my best friend's son, he got caught in the World Trade Center. So Kenny, 6'6", like an I-beam. So Louis always wanted to go to rescue too. He was a lifeguard at Brighton Beach, and he knew scuba. So I was working with Gallagher, and Gallagher says, "Go tell Louis I want to see him." So I knew, you know. So Louis, I swear to God, his eyes were white. He runs over to Gallagher and he says, "You have an interview tomorrow," which is Monday. We used to drill on and see his parking lot on Bedford Avenue with the battalion and 255 and 150.
Oh, the multi-unit drill, right?
Multi-unit drill, right. So Louis made it. He got the rescue, and he got caught in that chop shop in Canarsie.
Yeah, the collapse.
The collapse.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was in it. I only think I had a few years on the job. That was probably 95, I think, or something like that. It's 90, I don't remember.
That was my first funeral.
Oh boy.
You know, from retiring. And I put Freddie out of the job because when the wall came down, the 4-1 had the fire because the 5-8 they were in with 310 and 174. You know, times changed. They used to be the squirt and everything else. So because they used to go with the Brownsville a lot.
Right.
So anyway, Louis was making a search. They would have lost three to four companies but all the rest of the companies, they were by parked cars. And
right. He got caught, right?
He got caught right in the middle, and he didn't know what hit him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in 147, correct?
He started out 281.
281, right? I forgot that.
Then he went to 147, and talking to Freddie, he got the interview to rescue 2.
So he was your probie then?
He was my probie. Yeah.
Wow.
I broke him. And another guy, Timmy Stackpole. You heard of Timmy, right?
Of course.
Yep.
Timmy was on light duty in the 12th DO. And I was union delegate with Harry D'Onofrio in the truck. So Louis he always had questions, information. So he knew that I was union delegate and I was on watch. And Timmy, he says, "Frankie, I love this company. Engine, truck. Do you know anybody that could get me in to the engine or the truck? Either one." So Jerry O'Donnell, he was adjutant to Hines, Commissioner Hines, Charlie Hines, and we were his favorite firehouse. So I give Jerry a ring, and thank God it was early. So he picked up the phone, and I say, I got a fella here. He's such a nice guy. He comes in the kitchen, and the kitchen lights up. The guy's always smiling. He says he wants either the engine or the truck. He says, what's his name? Timmy Stackpole. I know Timmy. 2 weeks later, Timmy was in 147. They rolled.
Wow.
Well, that's my story about Timmy. His nickname was Jobs.
Jobs, yeah.
Jobs.
Jobs.
Yeah, he was in 103 when he got hurt, and then he fought his way back.
Exactly.
And then, unfortunately,
he said they had everybody there because he got badly burnt. It took him a year.
Over a year, yeah.
The job.
Fought to get back.
He says, you can't put me out of the job. This is my life. He was on the captain's list, so they promoted him to captain.
Yeah, a few days before 9/11, right?
Yeah. Now, he didn't have to go to 9/11. I think he was working that day, but he was assigned. I don't know too much about this because I was retired at that time. If any officer got sick or hurt, Timmy would go take.
Right. Yeah, he was kind of like he would stay at a certain place. I don't know if they were down.
Yeah,
that's what he would do. He would stay somewhere until they needed him if somebody went sick.
Or right. So the division was special called, and he took his gear. He said, "I'm not staying alone."
Yeah, right.
Firehouse. So he went. He put his gear in the back seat, and off he went. And he never come home.
Yeah.
A lot of guys didn't come home that day.
Yep.
281 was stuck in the tunnel. There was special call to go, and 147, being that they had a tiller truck. You remember the picture of the tiller truck going to the World Trade Center on the bridge?
I don't remember that. No.
You don't remember that picture? Yeah. Well, that was the company that they relocated to.
I
Because
got you.
they had narrow streets and they needed a tiller truck there. Otherwise, they would have went.
Is that 118 that was on the bridge?
118.
It was 118. I do remember that picture, actually.
Yeah, 118 truck. They used to locate them a lot because if they got a job back in the day, 147 were the closest truck to them, so they would locate them there.
How did you like being an 8, Frank? How did you like doing?
Like I say, working with the chiefs that we had, it was so great. And my partner, Willie J., he's gone also. He was my partner, my 24 partner. So we got along so good.
You did a lot of time there too, man. You did what, 8 years in the battalion? That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a perfect
years total. Yeah.
That's a perfect job. You know, after you do 25 years in the place that you did, right? Doing all that work and breaking down your body to but you still don't want to leave. That's what that's what we always felt the aid was for, right? Is to you get the old timers over there and
the chief says firehouse. Yeah.
The chief says
we mostly ran in with the 3-8. They're in with
234,
32.
Oh, 132, right?
Yeah.
No.
280, 280 and 132.
The 3-8 now is in with 234 and 123.
All right, they must have
out
or something like that.
Yeah.
And we ran in with we were in the 12th, then the 10th division. We were in with the 15th finally, So we were doing a hell of a lot more work because of the vacant buildings, naturally, and we went to the Ebbets Field projects. Right. So that was so big that we had the Bedford and Sullivan box, And the 3.8 had the Bedford and Bergen box. That was a zoo, like the Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
We were going there a lot, and then they put the 4.8 battalion and the 5.8 battalion. It was 310 had the 5.8, and the 4.8 was in 240. So we lost some boxes going that way, you know.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah, but we had enough.
Frank, you know what I wanted to ask you? Did the chief ever say, you ever asked the chief a question and he said, give me a second, and you gave him a second alarm?
Oh, yeah.
No, but I mean by mistake.
We could talk more?
Yes,
Sure.
of course.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right? When guys used to say they make a joke, like the chief would say, you know, basically to say, hold on, he would say, give me a second. And then next thing you know, they would give a second alarm.
Okay, this is about 2:33 in the morning. We get 248's home box. It's night and
Right
no,
down the block.
right up the block, right. So I quit sliding the pole because I had a hernia, you know. So I'm walking down the stairs, and all I see is red out the window.
Oh, shit.
248's turning out, Mosier is going. I say, Chief Mosier, when you make the turn on Nostrum, transmit a second. And he did. It was
Nice.
They had all like 4-story walk-ups. So there was some burnouts there, condemned. So this pastor, he built a 3-story new building that was a church. So I guess they didn't like him or something like that, and they torched the church up. Mosier transmitted the second. 248 had to fight the fire from the stoop, and he transmitted the second. It went to a third. I told the OVNs they had to go around the block. Give me a check. I got to find out what exposure 3 was, you know?
Right.
So they did. They had 2 jumpers.
Really?
In the rear. Then I get an urgent from Mosier. Frank, I got numerous 1045s. I went over to the rig. So I was excited, you know, so I gave, send as many ambulances as you have. We have numerous, like Mosier told me, we have we have numerous 1045s. I didn't give the codes, you know. So I think the fire went to a third. Yeah, it did go to a third alarm, right. So I see Field Comm come in. Oh, who was working but Pudgy? So I go to Pudgy and say, Pudgy, the whole family dead. 5 people. 5 people. So later, you know, we're critiquing the fire, and he says, by the way, you know, you didn't give the 1075s, 1045s with any codes. So I said, yeah, Chief, they're all ones.
Yeah.
Terrible night.
Yeah, those jobs you get a couple times a year where you get
You
a whole family or something.
Yeah. And the thing about the 4-1 battalion with the chiefs that we had, they were all inside chiefs. They didn't stand in front of the fire building.
Is that right? Yeah.
They went in. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Gallagher, you couldn't hold these back.
No, you couldn't hold those guys back. No way.
Was company commander Bob Stout. Yeah, you heard of Bob Stout?
No, I haven't. No, not that name.
What a man. What a man. Another job I had with Mosier was 248 was out on BI. It was during the day I was doing.
Lou doesn't know what BI is. Can you explain that to him?
I never went on BI, Frank.
You never went to Well,
Look at
What is this mysterious BI you speak of?
building inspection. We hated it.
Yeah,
that's what I love.
I know, sir. I know. I'm just breaking loose balls.
I used to tell the junior men we do the fire escapes during the summer, and the roof, and during the winter we do the oil burns.
Yeah, right. Go down to the basement, stay warm.
All right, so we're alone, and we get a building first due on Nostrand and Avenue D, 4-story job, right? We see the smoke from quarters. We transmit to 1075, and we're first due. So Moshe grabs the forcible entry, and I grab the can.
Come on, I love it.
Yeah, I love it. So, an awesome job. The door's open, and it's rolling up the stairs, right? So you can smell the gasoline, right? So I'm hitting it. I'm doing nothing but the can. Moshe's yelling, don't use the stairs. Use the fire escape. Fire in the building. You see the goddamn gasket. They left the gas cans there. That's how brazen they are. So we hear 248 coming in, and they're stretching the line, and they drop their pumps, into the line. It was holding it like 1,000 gallons of water. We just wanted to knock it down. So I go out and I transmit a 1075. Doubtful will hold, but then 55 and 81 and 47 come in, and they knocked it down good. So that's what happened on BI.
Nice.
What's going on BI?
Who would know about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Frank, you didn't work on the night of the blackout, did you?
Oh yes,
You did.
I did.
Wow.
I
What was that?
Then, and I also worked 2 night tours at 147 on the Martin Luther King riots. So I got that to tell you.
So you haven't seen any fire, is what you're saying?
No fire. No.
Never went to any
Wow.
fires, this guy. Holy mackerel.
I got so much to tell you. Keep talking.
Yeah, you got time for a little bit more. Yeah.
I got all the time in the world. All right.
I
It's
love it.
all in here, right?
I told him before the show started, I'm like, this week, I'm like, listen, jot everything down, make sure you got a list so you can remember. He's like, Lou, it's all up here. Don't worry.
Yeah, right. All right, so I'll tell you about let's see. The Field Brothers fire. Kings Highway and Coney Island Avenue. Bigger than 100 by 100. So it's one of those nights, you're running like crazy. Freddie Feldman, he had 25 years on the job. He was getting ready to get out. He was a chauffeur, but he had a mutual, and he was on a back step. So we're going, car fires, this, false alarms, that. We didn't even eat yet, So we're returning from a bullcrap run, and we're hitting Coney Island Avenue, and Scanlon is going like that. We got another run. All right, so off we go down Coney Island Avenue. We can see it. All right, we passed our last first alarm assignment, which is Avenue J and Coney Island Avenue. The 3-3 must have transmitted a second. So we get there, and we get orders from the 3-3 to second alarm was in to relieve first due on the line, right? It's going good up in the it's a tax
Going good.
Oh, good. And the ceiling probably
Love
get
it.
up through the cockloft and through the
Nice.
So I'm over there we're spraying it down, and the
Whipping it.
in, and he orders everybody to get out. It's
Get out. That son of a bitch.
so bail out. We don't like bailing out,
No.
So you could see the building is lost. So we get orders. They got a 3-story walk up with no parapet. we're going to take our multiversal and set it on air and surround it and drown it. They didn't have tower ladders back then. So they were setting up ladder pipes and
Right.
and all that bullshit. So let's see it. We got the alarm. I would say it's about 8:30, and now it's about 12 o'clock, and everybody was shooting water on it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, without warning, you hear, "Ooh!" The building, the roof collapsed in. It was like the bomb, you know?
Pushed everything out.
The fire blows up. It almost sits up on the exposure. So we're all night. About 8:30, they declared it under control. And we had a lot of cleaning up to do.
Holy mackerel.
And that was our first night tour. So I laid over and I said the second night to him, God, I hope it ain't like the first.
Those jobs are so long, right? I mean, surrounded, drowned. Oh, God gracious.
Another good job was the Windsor Lanes in Borough Park. I had come in early, and some guy all dressed up in his suit, he says, Frankie, I got somebody coming in early. I got to go to a wedding. Could you ride in the truck for me? Yeah, why not? So I get my gear and I put it on the truck's rig. I go talk to the house watcher and I sign in. Ding, 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 ding.
7 going out.
Truck out. Engine on the second.
Holy shit.
Off we go. We reach Ocean Parkway. We're riding the sidestep now on a truck, right?
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
In the winter, right on that sidestep.
That's no fun.
And the tiller, until they got the overhangs and everything. Connie Metzger, 35-year guy. It was like nothing to him, you know? These guys were tough. They were tough.
Iron men, wooden ladders.
All right, yeah, wooden hydrants. All right, so we
wooden hydrants.
He's going. The officer's going like that. That means the second alarm is, and we didn't even get there yet. We get there, everybody to the roof. We had gotten the saws and the radios, the extra radios, you know. I got to tell you about the Woolworth fire. So, times change. So we get up to the roof with the saw. I had a hook and a, So you didn't need the can. So Johnny Menino, who I was in the Army with, he was in the 12th Division. He says, the chief just ordered us off the roof. The building is lost. The tar is bubbling. So back down we go. They're backing the lines out and everything, right? And all right, so we get down, and 81's coming in by car, right?
Oh, to relieve the guys?
No, they weren't getting relieved because 81, the day tour was still responding.
Oh, all right.
The second alarm was on arrival. So they were backing the lines out. So Scanlon calls me over and he says, Frankie, thank God you signed in because we didn't know where you were. But being that you signed in, I'll talk to you later. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
So anyway, the remainder of the night was the same thing as the other fire with the ladder pipe.
Yeah. So 2 nights back to back, you're doing that.
Yeah. All right, the Woolworth fire.
Do it.
That's Flatbush and Snyder.
How much time do you have at this time? What year was that? The Woolworth fire.
We still had Lieutenant Scanlon.
So it's still the 60s then?
No, we're into the 70s now.
All right.
Late 70s. I'm only telling you the big ones, you know.
I understand.
Just leaving the small ones on the side.
I'm only going with the big
It's
job.
only going 3 alarm and higher. That's all.
Who's going good? We don't like to bail out.
We're second due, 47, and I'm sorry, 47's first due, 57 and 55 is second due truck, third due, 48 is first due, and 81 second due. So they had the sores, you know. So these are glass doors now, very very tough to force. So what we do is we try to give it one shot in order not to break the glass door. It's very expensive. But 147 has the saw now. So they do the gates with the metal blade, right? Open them up nice. Then they just take the saw and slide it down.
In the middle of it.
Yeah, we saved the doors.
Nice.
Big shit, you know?
Lost the building, saved the doors.
So
Look at him laughing.
48 has their water, and we're stretching the second line. Scanless is to the third guy, empty the bed. We didn't know how far we got to go in. So we're making it 55 stretches from across the street, and we knocked the fire down pretty quick, you know. So we have a covering chief for the 4-1. I think what he wanted to do, because we started getting overtime then. So this is early in the morning. He wanted to get the guys back to quarters so they don't get any overtime, right? So he says, all right, the fire's not down. We'll keep 147, 157, and 248. Rest of you guys take up. So we didn't have any holes to take up, right? We jump on a rig, and Scanlon says to us, you know, he says, I think we should sit on this a while, you know. He's doing it too soon. Hey, Scans, he's a lieutenant. The chief said to take up. So he said, take up.
We'll be back here in a little while.
Yeah. We get back to quarters, and the day tour guys is coming in, you know. All of a sudden, we hear 3 rings on the phone.
Welcome back.
I mean, return to Woolworths, a ceiling collapse. Oh, guys are jumping on the rig, and so off we go. Right now, it's a drop ceiling. Right. If this would have came down flat, you would have had firemen killed. Right? It V'd. So they were able to get out. You know, they're all checking one another out. You know, who's got
who's missing, who's on the other side of
well,
the
thank God they all got out. You know, like I say, if it dropped flat, I don't know what we would have done. But she feed down, and they were able to crawl out.
You know what they say, Frank? We get lucky, right? A lot of times we get lucky.
Yeah, we did get lucky on that one. So we take 48's line, and thank God the fire darkened down quick. And the chief says, thank God, you know, you sure learn about fires fast, he said to Scanlon.
Yeah, we get lucky a lot of times, man.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Hey, thank God, you know. You know, like I told you about the little rescue that I made. I was praying at that one. So, I got to tell you about the hag. The hag.
The hat? What'd you say?
HAG, the hag.
Oh, the hag.
Joe Haggerty.
Okay. I was going to talk about a couple of Lou's ex-girlfriends.
Hey, son of a bitch.
The captain of 45 truck, he had to get all his senior men transferred. And I can't tell you the reason. It would hurt the job. All right. So we get the hag.
From 45 truck.
45 truck. You look at the hag. Over 6 feet tall. Like that. So he got his nickname already. I named him the Hag. All right, the kind of guy you don't want to make him mad.
I know guys like that.
You do not want to make the Hag mad. Okay,
So he was already mad. He got lifted.
he got lifted.
And now you're calling him the Hag, so he's really pissed.
Well, yeah, well, anybody got to have a nickname.
I know why. I know why he doesn't have a nickname. Because he's the guy. I know why you don't have a nickname.
Oh,
Because you're the guy that's giving everybody else nicknames. And you give yourself a nickname.
After the Field Brothers fire, Harry D'Onofrio, who I was union delegate with, he brings in a bag of bagels, right? So he says, Frankie, they didn't have any more butter. Do me a favor. Go to Mary's grocery store next door to the firehouse and get me a half a pound of butter, So I go in and Mary says, Frankie, what do you need? I say, Mary, give me a half a pound of butter. So I get the butter and I pay her. I go into the firehouse. Harry opens up the butter and it's green. The butter's green. It's rotten.
Yeah.
So I go back to Mary and I say, Mary, look at the butter. Aggie, Frankie, Aggie, you don't buy the butter here. You buy in the A&P. I look at Mary. I say, Mary, I was just in here. Aggie, Frankie, you don't buy the butter here. I tell my Mary, I leave the butter there. I go to the A&P and I get a half a pound of butter. I get back to the firehouse and I tell Harry the story about Mary. And I got a new nickname, Frankie Yagi. All right,
Frankie Butter.
that was my nickname.
Frankie Porter.
Frankie Butter.
Don't do it, Pete.
I'm not doing anything. So, what time is it, Kev?
A fellow that I have to mention,
Oh, go ahead.
Richie Roast Beef.
Richie Roski.
Richie roast beef.
Yeah. When Richie was working, you knew what you were going to eat. Roast beef, potatoes,
Potatoes.
and a vegetable. But he cooked.
What was his last name?
Fiorello.
Italian guy.
Italian.
Wow. I thought you were going to say O'Hagan or something, like.
O'Flaherty.
A great friend of mine. So, so Richie, we had a job with Frank Capaccio. He took Lieutenant Manning's spot. Lieutenant Manning was some fireman. So we had a fire, and it wasn't much of a fire. So the Queen Anne, the guy just finished his basement, right? So he says, "Oh God, I just finished the basement. Look, you see the smoke coming over there, the drop ceiling, So the Manning, he gets on the pool table. I'll find you, you sneaky son of a bitch. I know where you're hiding, you bastard. Right?
He's talking to the fire.
He's talking to the fire, right?
Nice.
Did the fire look at him, Frank?
I knew you were going to do that.
So he says, truck, open up right here. Take down two shingles. Sure enough, the fire starts to light up. Hit it with your can. Ed Scully, go out and get the engine's can. So Scully runs out. He brings back the second can. Open up over here a little bit more. Put your finger on it. I just want to spray. I don't want to push the fire. Take out another 2 shingles. We saved the basement.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. So the guy says, what happened was he was banging in throwing strip and a nail went through the
Gas
rope.
line.
He said, next time you use BX.
Yeah, no doubt.
So he says, hey, the bar's open, drinks on the house.
That's it.
Yeah, Manning wanted to sit on it at least a half hour, to make sure that.
Yeah.
I got you.
We used to do that a lot in Queen Anne's, You got to sit on it. You you can't just take up because balloon construction, the fire gets in
Yeah,
the wall.
yeah, it's done.
It
Yeah.
can wind up in the attic or from the attic to the cellar.
Yeah.
That's why we like Queen Anne's, Frank.
Drinks are on the house.
Drinks around the house, allegedly.
Yeah,
Possibly.
Okay, so what was I talking about? The thing. Could you go back before
No, you actually said the story that you were talking about. You went back to that already.
Oh, I went back to that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Frank, you know what time it is? It's getting to be about this time, a special time of the night, sir.
Yeah, but the point is, I still got to tell you about.
What story? What story did you want to talk about?
I got to tell you about the riots, the command post, and everything. Martin Luther King.
How much time you got? We got a little bit of time. We can
All right,
go
yeah.
for it.
Go for it.
I got so much stuff to tell you.
Well,
Guess how much time we've been on already, Frank?
A
almost 2 hours, Frankie. So this is going to be the one. Hit a home run for the last one.
a truckie is on vacation, so I take the detail to the truck. It was, I was still young, so I volunteered for the detail to the truck. Well, Martin Luther King gets assassinated, and it's the first night, and we go to the command post. The engine wound up in Harlem. So the command post, I believe, was in 234's quarters. So we got there, and there's all companies there, so no food, no nothing. So you went out in a team. You went out with the engine first, a truck second, and a police car. Okay.
Every run. That was for every run?
For every run. So it was our turn to go out. So we're riding the sidestep, right? So if this would have hit the engine, it would have killed the whole backstep. From the roof, they throw half a can of ashes. It just missed the tiller. It knocked the wheel off the police car.
Oh, shit.
Get out of their car shooting at the roof. They emptied their guns. They run up, but they couldn't get nobody because they're going from one friggin' tenement to the other. All right, so we get back to we're nervous, right? So we get back. Second time, we got to respond. Building fire we're going to go to. It's a phone alarm. So we're going down Bristol Street. We're passing 283's old quarters with Squad 4. And sure enough, they got 2 floors going on a vacant 4-story. So Harry is OVM. No, Harry's roof and I'm OVM, right? So we checked the roof and we got one engine. Had to be a good engine because they put out the 2 floors of fire. And, we didn't have to ask for any extra, everything was vented. So when it's vented, it's a piece of cake. All right. So it's the second night tour. And the engine went with us to the command post. That's my second tour. I had to lay over because I had the second tour, So I get a train to do it. Okay, so it's our turn to go with engine 281. So we get an alarm, smoke coming from a vacant factory on Linden Boulevard towards 225's and 107's quarters, So we get there with the engine, and I got a hook, and 81 stretches the rubber booster hose. Of course, all it is smoldering rubbish, right? So I'm going in ahead of the engine, and I'm spreading out the
garbage, right?
The shit,
Yeah.
All of this, because I'm ahead of them, spreading everything out. All of a sudden, I feel myself sinking. I'm going down into the basement. So Harry and Joe Borey, they both make a dive for me, and they get to me just like everything went. You know, the hook went down. We forgot about the hook. We get another one. You know. So so they grab me under the arm, and they all come over, and they pull me out. I was heading for the basement.
And what were you sinking in? Like, what were you?
Just they probably had no ceiling anymore. It was just rubbish going into the basement.
Oh shit!
You know, people get their rubbish, or they
Yeah. Kept throwing it in there. Yeah.
Put it. So they must have had so many fires in there that
Right.
I was going down into the basement.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Your boys were on you.
So they saved me.
Got lucky. Like
They
Ricky
got
said.
nothing. Oh, we only say Frank, so we won't write anything up.
Frankie Bags.
All right, Pete, I think you can play that thing now, buddy.
Okay, Frank, here we go. Get ready because you know what time it is?
I got more.
No, you don't. It's now time
Let's
for.
do the old school tip first.
It's time for the old school tip of the day.
Okay. I was thinking about this a lot. All you new guys and you formerly new guys that have to suit up with your bunker gear and put your Scots on and go in. Back in the day, it was called the quick knockdown. We were riding on a back step, and you were ready. You had your arms in the three folds, ready to go. First, you did not wear a mask. Maybe you're better off doing it the way you are. I know a lot of guys, old timers, they wound up with cancer. So that may be a good thing for you guys. You know, you're not going to lose guys from cancer. You know, I shouldn't be alive right now because Ed Skelly, Jack Maresca, some of the beatings we took. First due, you just couldn't put a mask on. The MSA was totally useless. First due, if you saw fire, you had to do the quick knockdown. But all I can tell you is this: never pass fire. You got a railroad flat, you check the doors. Never pass the fire. You don't want to get caught between the line and the fire. Put the fire out. Check the rooms. Stay safe, please. Fire is a tough thing. It doubles between 8 and 10 minutes. And the longer you take to put the fire out, the bigger it's going to get. So, fellas, stay safe. God bless you. God bless my buddy Scott and Squad 288. I know they had to hold the whole company off because they all got the COVID. They had to close the company down. So stay safe and God bless.
Beautiful.
Nice.
We definitely have to have the rest.
Yeah, we're gonna have Frankie back on.
We're gonna have him back on. They want
Yeah,
you
we-
on for a call to the bullpen.
We could do a part 2 even, you know, where you get to tell us the remainder of the stories, you know.
Frank, I
Okay.
told you 2 hours goes very
really
fast, my brother.
Appreciate that. My daughter Christine, the singer, she's having a real hard time, the poor kid, because her bands can't play any music because of the COVID. So she can't do any gigs. She wrote after the World Trade Center. She wrote a beautiful fireman's prayer. If you could listen to her on YouTube, Christine Solimeno,
I'll find it now.
Fireman's prayer on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll have Petey post it right now, Frank. We'll have him
Okay,
post it up.
I really appreciate it. You know,
Yeah.
If you want to use it and you know as a secondary song for your opening and close it, you could start it and fade it out when you want to.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful song.
All right. You go back to the firehouse at all, Frank?
Oh, I sure do. I sure do go back.
Beautiful.
4-1, and most of the companies that are 4-1 are now sons. It's a father and son deal.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So many
That's awesome.
So many fathers and sons. Hank Clifford's son, and Hank, Joe Drennan. So many of them that I want to mention. I want to mention names, but guys, forgive me if I mention all the guys that I know.
It's a long career, brother. You got a lot of names, right? We'll have you back on.
For 3 hours.
Yeah, we'll have you back on. We'll get you back on.
Definitely, we're definitely going to have you back on again.
We'll put Joan to work again. We'll put Joan back to work.
I gotta tell you stories about my best friends, Jack Maresca and Ed Skelly, whom I mentioned prior. You couldn't hold these guys back. Quick knockdown.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that old school tip too. That's quick knockdown definitely is a good tip for these young guys.
Yeah, those were the days. You took the beat and first do you were last to leave.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
First do, last to leave.
You got a shout out tonight, Ruff?
I do have a shout out tonight. Petey, do me a favor. So
stand by.
One of my favorite guys.
Our favorite guys. Senior man, one of the senior guys in Squad 288. Back in 2019, he made a grab. He actually is getting the highest award, which is now called the Pete Ganty Award.
Oh God, yeah.
John McCoy, that's Bones. We call him McCoy. So we have some pictures of the factory. So when it first, give me a picture up further. Next one up.
It looks like the can man tripped.
Yeah. So that's when they cut the gate and Bones went in there and like a loading dock, a lot of boxes, a lot of crap, all that stuff. I think if you go to the next one, Pete, you could see the one down from there.
Oh,
that one. So yeah, that's what it kind of looked like. And literally, when there's a video, this is all these pictures are from Brian Grogan. He's on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, so you can follow him. He sent me these pictures. So he was actually there. That's what it looked like, about no exaggeration.
That's cool.
Less than a minute after they pulled the guy out of there.
Oh, God.
That's what the place looked like. So
he was lucky.
He was lucky. Yeah. The guy's alive, and that's what it looked like shortly after that. It was a lot of I don't know what it was. There was a lot of stuff exploding, believe it or not. Even in the write-up, it shows. But
you can hear them in the videos, Ruff, the stuff exploding.
Exploding.
I can share the video as well. Just stand by. Let me get rid of this. And
so, I mean, when we first heard about that, and of course with COVID, it got delayed for Metal Day for last year. So me
and Ruffy had like tears in our eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's
been a junior guy, right?
He came in November of 2001, right after 9/11. He was one of the guys who first came to supply the company.
Check this out.
And he is the real deal.
Love him.
Hold on.
It's playing. It's playing.
You're seeing it, but hold on.
That's the smoke in the guy's camera.
Wow. So anyway, I want to say hello to Scott Rip, Squad 288.
That's my guy, Scotty Ripstein.
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew him, Frank.
And he is a Rip.
I didn't know that you knew him.
His father is good friends of mine. And,
he's another one of my favorite guys, Scott.
He was a volunteer in East Rockaway.
I love that guy. He's one of my favorite guys. Enjoyed working with both of those guys so much.
Yeah, we're going to see them all on Wednesday.
Wednesday's the big day for he's getting the medal Wednesday. So yeah,
that's going to be medal day, huh?
Yeah, it's very. I mean, to get that medal and 288, to be part of that, you know how it is. It's just a great thing. So,
it's just a great thing, is right. Yeah.
So that's all I got, Coobs. You have anything?
I have nothing. Just congratulations to Johnny. We love him. He listens all the time. Can't wait to see him on Wednesday. Can't wait to go back, see all the guys, have them break my balls. I love it.
Like I said, as soon as you go back, it's like you never left. So,
and this is for Ed Skelly, Nozzle Man, Jack Maresca, one of the best. I love you guys.
Good stuff. And thanks for who's the Rod? Is it Rod?
Who?
Lewandowski? Is it Lewandowski? Ron?
Oh, I can't.
Bob Lewandowski. He was the one who sent me.
Yeah. Truckee Bob.
Truckee Bob. So we want to thank Truckee Bob too. He was the one who originally sent me your information, and that's how I reached out to you.
That's
So
awesome.
Thank you, Truckee Bob.
Frank, we're definitely going to have you on again for a part 2. No doubt. Great show.
I love
I
it.
appreciate
We
everything.
got to send them some stuff, right, Ruff?
I'll take care of all that stuff. I got him.
Pictures.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right,
here we
Pete,
go.
take us out, kid.
All right, here we go, guys. You guys all know where you can find us, and that is on iTunes Podcast, Spotify, or wherever fine audio podcasts are found. And subscribe to us there, guys. Give us a listen while you're on the treadmill at the gym, while you're driving to work, so on and so forth. Also, guys, if you're here, you know where we're at. It's youtube.com/Gettin Salty Experience, where you guys it would behoove you, maybe, just maybe, after all this time, to take your little finger and press the like, subscribe, and share button.
You do it.
Just do it already. Do it already. Come on.
Leave some comments. Interact. Do something.
on.
Be a part.
Yeah.
Come on.
You just brought you an 80-year-old man from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. And then
Snap out of
afterwards,
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
anyway. So do that. All right. Guys, also find us at Salty Dog Inc. on Instagram, where Mr. Refrano curates some really great freaking fire photos, man. It's a great page. And also you get all your last minute information for the show there. Guys, head on over to GettinSaltyApparel.com if you're into firefighter apparel, t-shirts that have a little pizzazz, a little flair, maybe a little mug like this, anything like that. You support us and support the show when you shop at GettinSaltyApparel.com. And last but not least, guys, if you have a question for the show, shoot it over to gettinsaltyexperience@gmail.com. One more thing, guys. Actually, I just posted on Facebook in the Getting Salty fans page, Christine Solimeno's so it's up there now. So if you guys go over to the Getting Salty fans page on Facebook and subscribe, you get to see it there. And guys, that's it.
Also, Pete, put up my new email because I need some more pictures of fires. I need some pictures of your rigs. I just spent a couple of hours today putting the new segment together, but I need more. Send some more.
So the email for the listening audience is Kubes, KUBES, podcast @gmail.com, because it's his podcast and no one else's. That's what we wanted to say.
Oh, no, stop it. You're hurting my feelings. Stop
I'm
it.
teasing. Oh, Carol Rip, you are incredible. Thank you very much for that donation.
Is that Carol?
Thank you, dear. We appreciate you very much. Thank you.
People are crazy.
Wow, man. Huge. Thank you.
Frank, don't hang up. We're going to talk to you in the back.
And I just want to give a shout out. Thanks to all our super chatters tonight. That's super cool. We really appreciate that. It helps us keep chugging along, and we thank you very much for that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
we'll get it
out
out of here. Don't worry. We're going to get it out of here.
What I'll do is I'll send you some more pictures, okay?
Yes.
All right. Sounds good.
Don't
hang up, Frank.
Okay.
Stay there.
All right, Frank, thanks so much. You're a legend. I appreciate your service, the time here. It's great stories.
I love you guys. Yeah.
Pete, Ruffy.
Yeah.
Stay low and go, fellas.
All right. We'll see you at the big one. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it.
Brothers,
All right. Cheers, brothers.